So earlier in the season, I spoke about some star players who I think could get traded this year. And I said guys like DeMarcus Cousins, Carmelo Anthony, Brook Lopez, names like that. Well, today's video is similar, but it's not necessarily the same thing. These are some guys who I don't think will be traded this season, but maybe they should be, okay? Because I know sometimes I get negative on some players, but I want to help some teams out. And I want to show them, listen, you make this move, it'll probably be better for you. And the first name who I think the team should really consider trading is Goran Dragic of the Miami Heat. Now hold on, isn't Goran Dragic one of the better point guards in the NBA? Well, in previous seasons he has. Do you want to know what Goran Dragic's stat line has been this season? Because let me tell you, it's not very pretty, and it does not compare to his best seasons. He's averaging 12 points, 5 assists, 44% shooting, and 27 three-point percentage. Dragic on the Miami Heat, where they gave him like $14 million a season. You want to know the reason why he's not averaging ideal numbers, in my opinion, is because the way Miami plays does not fit Dragic's style. Miami is a slow tempo. They don't run too many pick and rolls. There's a very half-court offense designed with cuts and off-ball screens rather than the point guard just having the ball and creating things. So this is not the ideal situation for Goran Dragic. And I actually believe that Miami would be better off with a point guard who does not need the ball in his hand as often and is a very good three-point shooter. Kind of what Mario Chalmers was, but, you know, a better version of Mario Chalmers. So, who, like I said, this won't happen, but who should the Heat acquire at point guard? Well, I think there's another team out there who has the ideal point guard for the Miami, and they're a team that might want to shake things up, the New Orleans Pelicans. How about a Drew Holiday for Goran Dragic trade? I think it actually helps both teams out because you want to know what Drew Holiday is shooting on the season from three? It's better than Dragic. He's shooting 41% from three. Drew Holiday, and he's one of the better defensive point guards in the league. You want to tell me that wouldn't be better for Miami? A point guard who can be effective on the outside shot, whereas Dragic has struggled this season? And then when we talk about the New Orleans Pelicans, in my opinion, a point guard like Dragic would be perfect for them because Anthony Davis just needs a pick and roll player. And Dragic is perfect for that. And Miami's play style doesn't fit Dragic, and the Pelicans are looking for a change-up. You know, I think this is kind of a trade made in heaven, to be honest with you. I mean, you give Anthony Davis Goran Dragic to run the pick and roll with, you give Miami a shooter like Holiday. That's a good move in my opinion, and Dragic has not played well, and of course the Pelicans have played terribly as a team, so that's one trade that won't happen, but I think should happen. And another star player who I could actually picture being moved this season is Mike Conley of the Memphis Grizzlies. And that's simply because right now the Grizzlies are towards the bottom of the Western Conference. I mean, for a while, the thing with the Grizzlies, I mean, I've been saying it, I feel like their window has closed. I don't think they have a chance at a real championship, and it was mainly because they had seasons in which Gasol and Randolph were in their primes, but unfortunately they didn't have the shooting around them. And so you think Mike Conley doesn't say to himself, well, I've been on this team for a while. We're currently the 6th seed in the Western Conference. Conley's on a one-year deal, by the way. You think he doesn't leave in free agency? I mean, I don't think this Grizzlies ship is on the up. I think it's on the way down. I mean, Randolph's older, and at a certain point, you just lose the opportunity to be a championship team. I think Conley leaves in free agency, to be honest with you. And so I feel like if I'm Memphis, don't you start shopping Conley? I mean, I understand that Memphis has had one of the stronger, close-knit groups for the past few seasons, but so did the Portland Trailblazers, and LaMarcus Aldridge is in San Antonio now. You know? And I understand that Conley recruited Marc Gasol, but listen, man, I look at Mike Conley. He's like, 26, 27 years old at this point. I believe he can be better than he's been in Memphis. It's just the type of team they have. It's more of a slower tempo, get it in the post sort of a team. On top of them not being that good, Conley on a 1-year deal looking to make as much money as possible. He's already said he's going to go into free agency. He's not going to sign an extension. I think Mike Conley's going to be gone, y'all. So I honestly think Memphis should begin trying to shop Mike Conley. Now, of course, when you have this sort of conversation, you can say, well, why would anybody trade for Mike Conley since he's about to be a free agent? Wouldn't you just go for him in free agency? I mean, that's a valid thing, but at the same time, like, Goran Dragic was in this same situation not too long ago. Miami traded for him, and they were able to re-sign him. So, I mean, I think if Mike Conley becomes available and a team can acquire him without having to butcher themselves too much and they show him a winning situation, I think I'd rather have that than trying to just sign him in free agency, you know? Do I think either one of these moves happen? Do I think Goran Dragic actually gets traded for Jrue Holiday? Maybe, maybe not. Do I think Mike Conley gets traded? No, I think the Grizzlies are too afraid to do it, and then they're going to pay for it when he leaves in free agency. But I'm just trying to help him out. So if anybody knows the Memphis Grizzlies GM personally, maybe you want to send him this video, you know, help him out, get that team on the right track, because I just don't think there's a winning thing going on in Memphis right now, and I think Mike Conley recognizes that too. Anyway, that's going to do it. A little Sunday NBA trade ideas for you, and I'm done.